Okay, guys, you know what time is it when you hear that sick tone? It's time to talk sport and sport we must. On that note, I welcome you to Sport Cruise on People's 105.5 FM Abuja. It's all about you. I am your sport bishop, your magistrate, your pilot, your prophet, the professor, Nonso Arinzechi. On the show today, we're giving you updates. Of course, I'll be looking into the games. Of course, I'll be playing this midweek. I'll bring you up to speed from the update from the Africa Volleyball Club Championship and how the Nigerian team is faring over there. We'll get you up to speed from the transfer market. We'll bring you all the updates from, of course, what's transpiring far away, of course, in the Basketball Africa League. And, of course, come on, time permits, we look at boxing, tennis, Formula One, football. Of course, we hear there's a new manager in the Premier League for next season. We'll talk about that. We'll bring you off what went down between Romelu Lukaku and Napoli. We'll talk about that. And, of course, a major talking point for today will be the teams that would go down. One team went down yesterday after Monday Night Football. Which other teams will join them in the championship come next? And I'm looking, of course, at Chelsea as the touchlight will be at the Stamford Bridge. The big question will be, of course, Liam Delap. He says, like I told you yesterday, he has the support of the board 100%. Do you think he's the man to take Chelsea into the new season? Of course, we have a special guest in the house. We have, of course, the president of Africa Beach Soccer Union, Mahmoud Hadija. Of course, he's also the national coordinator of the Nigerian Beach Soccer League here in Nigeria. We'll have him in the studio to tell us everything but beach soccer, from, of course, the league to Africa. And, of course, not forgetting our own Super Saiyan Eagles, who would be in action in less than, of course, 3 weeks. So all these and more on the show. If you're ready, I'm ready. It's time for the party to begin. Of course, welcome to the cathedral. The bishop is about to begin his sermon. Of course, you can be part of the show. You can send in your comments, of course, your contribution on WhatsApp. Very simple, 091 112 1055. 091 1055 for your WhatsApp voice note, and of course, your comment on everything happening in the world of sport. But without wasting much time, let's begin the show proper. Let's start off from the local scene like we always do. And let's begin giving you update from the world of volleyball. We hear that the Nigerian Customs Service women volleyball team bounced back from their round of 16 disappointment with an emphatic straight set victory over Burundi GLG in the 9-16 to 16th classification round of the Africa Women's Club Volleyball Championship. The Nigerian side dominated proceedings, sealing the contest 3-0 with scores of 25-14, 27-25, 25-14. The Custom showed clear intent from start to finish, overwhelming the ball on the opponent, of course, in that encounter. With the momentum firmly on their side, of course, we now know that the win has, of course, ensured that Nigerian Custom remains in contention for a respectable finish in the tournament despite their earlier exit from the knockout stage. Now we go to athletics. We can tell you that Team Nigeria preparation for the upcoming World Relay Championship officially began today as the national camp opened in Lagos ahead of the competition in Gaborone. A one-week training camp, of course, program will be supervised by the technical director of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Gabriel Okon, as athletes fine-tune their readiness for the global event scheduled from May the 2nd to 3rd, 2026. A strong contingent of the home-based athletes have been invited across the relay event in the men's 4x100 meter squad. Enoch Adegoke, James Taiwo, Emmanuel Anchidera Zako, Jejiri Godwin. For the men's 4x400 meters team include Ezekiel Eno Azuko, Gafari Badmos, Victor Ime, Samson Nathaniel, and Emmanuel Ojeli. While in the 4x100 meters men's event, for the 400 meters women's event, Jennifer Chukuka, Miracle Eze Chuku, Rosemary Wankwo, Mariam Thompson Omokwe are expected in camp. The 4x400 meters squad for the women, the future Anita Enaruna, Patience Okon George, Tohiba Jimo, Taiwo Mary, Jacinta Lawrence, Esther Okon, and Shikiru Adewale Adeyemi. Where the foreign-based athletes are expected to link up with the team upon arrival in Gaborone for the championship. Also, here in the men's 110 hurdles, Anthony Edward Jr. claimed victory in 13.61 seconds, narrowly ahead of Yusuf Badawi, who posted 13.76. Nigerian Musa Wisdom finished third with 14.34. The men's 400 meters saw a standout run for Femi Adegoke. That's talk about the Addis Ababa Grand Prix over the weekend. We saw, of course, Femi Adegoke clocked 50.28 seconds to win ahead of Mercy Chebet. And Nigeria's Patience Okon secured third place with 51.7 7-0, underlying consistency at the elite level. Also, in a race run at the Addis Ababa Grand Prix, we saw that in the men's 400 meters, Justice Oratile produced an impressive 44.92 seconds to take the spot, holding of Ratude Nhaye Orand, who had 45.53, while Nigerian Samuel Nathaniel completed the podium with 45.89 seconds. With the preparation now on the way and performance on the rise, Team Nigeria heads into the world relay with renewed optimism and competitive momentum. Some good news for Favour Philly. Of course, we hear that US-based sprinter Favour Philly returned to the top of Nigeria's women's 200 meters ranking after clocking 22.46 seconds at the Tom Jones Memorial Meet over the weekend. Completing the Olympic development section of the women's 200 meters, Philly finished third in her heat despite running into a strong minus 2.0 headwind. She placed behind Adidas training partner Mackenzie Long, who won 22.42 seconds, and Maria Maxwell, who followed with 22.44 seconds, with both time aided by favorable wind condition. 23-year-old performance was enough to move her ahead of Kelly Ofodiama as Nigeria's fastest woman over the distance so far in 2026. So Philly is expected to represent Nigeria at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow after World Athletics declined a proposal to switch nationality to Turkey. Since 2001, she's been consistently finished every season as Nigeria's top 200 sprinter, a run that began with her 22.323 seconds performance at the World Under-20 Championship in Kenya. She also holds the national record of 21.96 seconds. Now to basketball, we hear Nigerian representative at the 2026 Basketball African League BAL playoff. Marktown Flyers have arrived in Morocco ahead of the crucial phase of the competition. The team touched down in high spirit, signaling their readiness to compete against the continent top clubs as they aim to make a strong impression on the big stage. Markdown Flyers secured their place at the Nigerian flag bearer, of course, after a hard-fought victory over Rivers Hoopers in the national final result that underlined their growing pedigree and championship ambition. Speaking upon arrival, members of the squad expressed confidence in their preparation and determination to represent Nigeria with pride. The BAL playoffs in Morocco with future elite teams from across Africa, with Marktown Flyers expected to face stiff competition as they purse continental glory. Before we head to football, of course, let's go to, like I did tell you, we'll be having a special guest in the house to talk everything beach soccer. Of course, I've got seated in the studio. He is no other than the president of Africa Beach Soccer Union and the national coordinator of Nigerian Beach Soccer League, Mahmood Habdija. Good evening, Mr. Mahmood, and welcome to Sport Cruise on People's 105.5 FM Abuja.
Good evening, Abuja, and good evening, Nigerians.
Okay, before we go straight to the action, before we go to Africa, let's start off from home. Like they say, charity begins at home. The NBSL completed its first phase of the season in Kebbi. It was a fantastic time there. We saw a total of 6 teams participate. Talk us through the tournament proper. What do you think? First of all, about the tournament, and tell us, of course, what you saw, because we're there live there in Kebbi.
Well, I think once again it was a good start. The Nigeria Beach Soccer League commenced its 6th season in Kebbi, and we had 7 teams, 2 from Kebbi. We also have Kada. We had Anambra, the defending champions. We also had Jigawa, we had Niger, and one other team. I think it was Jigawa, Niger, the 2 Kebbi teams.
Anambra Warriors?
Anambra Warriors, and,
yeah.
And one other team. And I think it was a good start. The NBSL obviously has come of age. And what made it interesting was we had the national team coach in the name of Coach Abdullah Isa, a former player of the Super Sand Eagles, who is now the national team coach, there to scout the players in preparation for the upcoming tournament, for the One Humanity Beach Soccer Tournament in Accra, Ghana.
Okay, guys, don't forget you can watch us live on YouTube. It's at UTV Africa on YouTube. Yes, UTV Africa on YouTube, where you can, of course, watch us live and get to, of course, join the conversation by dropping your comments, of course, your messages on YouTube. I'll get to that in also your questions as well on you want to ask of the national coordinator of the Nigerian Beach Soccer League and, of course, president of the ABSU, Africa Beach Soccer Union. Okay, phase 2 is about to begin. No distant time. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen earlier as expected. Tell us, of course, what the plans are for the second part of the season. Like you talked about the fact that the first part was an absolute success. It was watched across the world on live streaming. What are we going to be expecting from the second round of the competition? And of course, let's confirm to us where it will be played. Talking about the second round of the NBSL season.
Okay, I think after Kebbi, the second round was meant to be in Kaduna, in Anambra at first, but we had a switch to Kaduna, and we were meant to have that second round last week, from the 10th to the 12th, but obviously we had a clash, with another program that was being held in the same venue, talking about the international horse racing that was held
in Kaduna,
in Kaduna, and then the timing was not right, so it was agreed that we move that second round to a later date, which we're almost on the verge of announcing the new dates now. So I think Kaduna is still looking good. We're expecting to have that second round in Kaduna, talking about the wonderful facilities we also have in Kaduna. So everyone, all the teams, the players, everyone looks up to, Kaduna because of the facilities, that we have there at the moment.
What should be expected? Let's say the reward of hard work is more work.
Yeah, sorry?
The reward of hard work is more work.
Yeah.
So people should be expecting more than what they saw in Benin Kebbi.
Yeah, obviously. What we always try to do is to improve stage by stage and season after season. And I think Kebbi was very good in terms of the crowd, the outing, because of the timing also.
Yeah.
So right now, looking up to Kaduna, like I said, almost everyone wants to be in Kaduna, because it's like, in terms of facilities, it's top notch. It's one of the best that we have across the continent.
Just hosted the Super Star Eagles recently.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago it hosted the African Beach Soccer qualifiers.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think the teams are already preparing, but we're going on a break now because of this tournament that is coming up in Ghana, the international tournament, talking about the Sun Eagles, participating. So we're going to take a break, and later, maybe in May, we should come back and have the second round in Kaduna. Okay,
before we go to the Super Standings, you talked about facility in Kaduna. We now know that, of course, beach soccer have been played in so many states across Nigeria: Akwa Ibom, Kaduna, Lagos. How happy are you with, of course, the spread of the sport in Nigeria, and of course the facilities that we've got in Nigeria to host some kind of top event?
Well, I think is gradually we're getting it right, because if you talk about years back, we didn't used to have this kind of facilities. Talking about Kaduna, Anambra, we used to have a facility in Lagos.
Yeah.
Mainly for the Copa Lagos events, which is an international event. But now, not just in Kaduna, Kebbi, Anambra, we also have in the likes of Edo, and other places that have pitches, to play. So I think gradually we're getting it, right, and we're hoping to have one in Abuja as well very soon, probably in the stadium or somewhere around that environment, so that at least the capital city, should have that facility, not just for the league but also for the national team.
We talked about, of course, the Super Eagles. And the good news was that the Super Star Eagles coach was live in the first round of the event. And, of course, the tournament in Ghana, a lot of people are hoping that some of the players from the league as well will make the cut, that the coach will be, of course, announcing in no distance time. Can you tell us categorically that the quality of the league has improved and can compete with the best, of course, in Africa and even the best in the world?
Well, we've been doing it for the past 6 years, and what has been lacking previously, because there was no league, so players get selected in the amateur and professional football teams. But right now, we have a pool, from the NBSL. And from what we've seen over the years, there's massive improvement, because if you look at the technical ability of the players a few years ago, and if you want to compare it now, I think there's tremendous improvement, and players are playing regularly now, unlike before, because they play on the grass most of the time. Is only when it's time for national team they go to play on the sand, so it's not always easy. But now regularly, not just the league, during the league, most of the players now are training either individually or as a team, on sand. This is, I think, the change, and they're more used to playing beach soccer on sand over the years. So I think we should expect to see that rubbing off when we get to the international competition. So I think we're very confident. The caliber of players that we have, both the experienced ones and the ones that have been discovered over the years, I think Nigeria is looking good.
I talked about the tournament proper not too long ago, like I said, it was 2 years ago, where we returned back to, of course, national team football. We talk about beach soccer. Unfortunately, we didn't get past Mauritania. Remember in that qualifier that took place in Kaduna State. But of course, the good news is that there's already a plan in place by the NFF to get beach soccer, the national team, Superstar Eagles, rolling. We now talk about the international that will take place in Ghana. Talk us through how happy are you with the program? Because before that, there was a kind of halt of beach soccer when it comes to national team setting. But because of the growth and the followership of the NBSL, Super Eagles return and national team football return for Nigeria.
Well, if you've been following over the years, back then we used to have the Copa Lagos, in Ghana, in Lagos here. And, a lot of the time you find out Nigeria participating at least one or twice every year in invitational tournaments. But right now, we've not had the Copa Lagos. So having this Ghana Invitational Tournament, I think it's wonderful. I must commend the NFF, to be honest. Okay. Simply because, we're expecting also the beach soccer African qualifiers, to happen. I understand also the NFF have engaged the team. And we're waiting for CAF to announce the dates. So I think this invitational tournament is timely, I would say, to prepare the team, ahead of the AFCON qualifiers. So I think, like I said, Nigeria is looking good. We just need to wish the boys and also the team the very best of luck, and I think we will be good eventually when we get to the qualifiers, hopefully.
Let's look at it, of course. Don't forget, of course, I just have to put it in. Don't forget, you should be able to listen to us anywhere in the world. Just go to, of course, People's 105.5 FM Abuja. Either you listen terrestrially or listen on Radio Guardian as well. You can also watch us live anywhere in the world. Just go to our YouTube page. It is UTV Africa. Our YouTube page, UTV Africa, and you can watch us anywhere in the world. So just go there. Please like, share, comment, and of course, and you can drop your questions like I always do whenever I have guests in studio. What kind of question you want to ask your guests in studio, and I'll be willing to, of course, give you the response that you deserve. Okay. Before I quickly go back to, of course, the president of the African Beach Soccer Union, of course, not all forgetting also the National Beach Soccer League national coordinator, Mr. Mahmoud Hadija. I'll come back to him. Of course, before the break of beach soccer football in Africa, there was a kind of Nigeria was rubbing shoulders with the best of teams in Africa. I think we even won it. We won once, if I'm not mistaken, or twice. Yes, exactly. In Africa, we're champions twice. Are we ready to return back to that place before the halt of African football? Talk about the Superstar Eagles in Africa. Are we ready? Looking at the quality of players we've got, the coaching, the expertise. A lot of people have agreed that the sport has improved, and officiating has improved. Expertise, we see people coming from Africa, of course, to come learn the sports here in Nigeria. Can we now rub shoulders again like we used to with the Senegals of this world?
Well, I would only say time will tell, to be honest, and just like I said, having this invitational tournament is a testing ground for the Super Sand Eagles. Because it's been such a long time. Even if you look at from the time the last qualifiers were played to now is like 2 years. Yes, there haven't been much, competitions in Africa over the past year. So I think I'm confident, with the Super Sand Eagles, and I've been always been confident. What we've lacked is the preparation, and thank God now we're making efforts, to have that preparation in place. But I mean, talent is always there, and like I said, we have tried to improve the MBSL and also get the players playing regularly, which always helps. And also an opportunity for the coaches, to scout a pool of players, which I believe they have been doing over time. So I think I would only say time will tell. I hope we resume on a good note. But look, Nigeria is always a force to reckon. Just like you see with football, same with the beach soccer. No team in Africa wants to play Nigeria, because I think I always say we have one of the best league, in the world. Now it's just for the players, to go into, tournament mood and also prepare and get themselves ready ahead of this Ghana. The good thing is we have the host team Ghana, and we also have, other international teams, talking about England and Germany. So this is A grade, teams that we're
Top
playing.
teams, yeah.
So I think is a good, testing, for the Sand Eagles. So let's see what they give us.
Okay, got a message here, and it was like he follows beach soccer a lot. But that brought me to my next question: where does female or women's beach soccer come into the plan of the NBSL?
Well, again, if you've followed what we've been trying to do just recently, we've been trying to gradually introduce the women game, into the fold. Just last year, we had the exhibition game, for the females, and even before that, we've been having locally from the States exhibition games.
Absolutely.
Just to see how we can introduce the women gradually. And right now we have, a team of, female and also interested, partners, like a committee that we're working, to see how we can even improve on what we did last year. And then eventually the vision is to have the Women Beach Soccer League and also the women national team alongside the men, and I think is very, very possible. And I think in the nearest future, starting from this year, we will be seeing more engagement from the women fold.
Now, you wear two caps. I've been asking about the NBSL, the league, and of course, now let's jump into Africa. You held your let's say your convention not too long ago, and you had a lot of agenda. I was fortunate, of course, to get to see the communique and what's the plans for. Talk us through some of those plans. Let Nigerians know what ABS, or this African Beach Soccer Union, has in stock for beach soccer lovers in Nigeria.
Well, what we're trying to do is to see how we can continue making the game more visible across the continent, both here in Nigeria and also in other places, that are not playing the beach soccer, to see how we can always encourage them, to play the beach soccer. And then eventually what we're looking at is having competitions as well, because like I mentioned earlier, we lack competitions, both at the club and national team level. And what we're trying to focus on from the beginning is the club participation, because it's through the clubs, if they're playing regularly, that you get players that go to represent at the national level. So I think this is what we're doing. Right now we're just concluding the committees, the new committees that have been set up, to see how we can engage everybody and give people more responsibility, to be part of that committee and also make their own impact. And again, we have also, during the AGM earlier this year in January, we have introduced regional structures, whereby those regional structures are expected, to oversee the development of the game from their own regions. So like in West Africa now, we have the West Africa Beach Soccer Union A and B. And we also have other regions like the North, South, East as well. And I think we're seriously working to see how we can have tournaments whereby from the region here in West Africa we have teams from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Togo, Benin, Burkina Faso, Ghana as well, coming to play among themselves. And I think this will open up a whole lot of opportunities for the players, for the officials, and also eventually grow the games, including the referees, because they will be engaged. So I think competitions from the African Beach Soccer Union, and eventually we're closely working with the global body, which is Beach Soccer Worldwide, to see how we can introduce a continental championship, whereby the champions from these regions will eventually meet and play a continental championship under the umbrella of APSU.
I'll put you on the spot. How early are we going to see something like this happen in Africa?
You mean talking about the
competitions across different regions?
Well, I think we're looking at as soon as this year. Later in the year, we're just discussing internally now to arrange the venues, where we're going to have these games. We already have interested parties. I'm not going to mention here. We have interested hosts, that we're discussing. And look, we're working behind the scenes. As soon as we have everything done and dusted, I think we will come out and make the announcements. But at least we should expect to see tournaments from the African Beach Soccer Union by this year and also early next year.
Okay, guys, it's your turn to. You've got some few minutes to drop in and ask your questions. What you want to know about beach soccer? He's here live in the studio. Of course, for those online, like I told you, you can watch us live on UTV Africa on YouTube. UTV Africa on YouTube. You can also listen to us anywhere in the world. It is People's 105.5 from Abuja. It is all about. I'll read out the phone numbers. It is 091 122 1055. 091 122 1055. You can also call on 0704 800 1055. That is 0704 800 1055. Okay, I'll quickly come back to him as I expect those calls to come in as we wrap up this conversation. Now, let's talk about, of course, like you talked about the African, of course, Beach Soccer Union and all that. You talked about that, but it's what you need to talk about again. I need to clarify what's the plan as well for women, of course, of beach soccer in Africa as well.
Well, again, just like what we're doing in Nigeria, we're even, expanding the horizon, to have the women, women and youth development committee at the
African level,
African Beach Soccer Union, and we have well-experienced females across the continent that have been involved in the beach soccer, to be involved and also driving that process. So we've also been put under a lot of pressure, by the global body to ensure that this women beach soccer is up and running, and we're able to have competitions as well. I know previously during the some of the African beach games, we've had I think one or two women competition, but what we also want to do, like I said, alongside the men, is also to have the women beach soccer tournaments across the continent. But it needs to be a gradual process, honestly, just like what we did with the men. We need to start at the local level, have the national leagues before we get to the international stage. But eventually, here in Nigeria, we're giving it, serious, thought, to see how we can progress rapidly, so that at least Nigeria will be one of the teams, or one of the countries, that will be putting up teams when we get to these competitions, just like we did with the male.
Every sport administrator I've spoken with to tell you our major problem is funding and sponsorship. How do you get around this to host events like this? And of course, for plans in the subsequent events coming up this year.
Well, I must be honest, it's not always been easy, I must say. We have partners, that have been with the beach soccer even before we started the league. Those are the ones that have been carrying the league, to be honest. Talking about the Wakot Rice and some of them, that have been consistent in terms of at least being a developmental partner, we have sponsors, that come on and off, but it's not consistent.
Yeah.
So we try to do what we can, to manage, even though beach soccer is not as capital
Lucrative.
intensive,
Okay.
as the football, but still you need sponsors on board, and we've been trying our best. We've engaged consultants, and I think gradually we're also growing, the followership and also growing the brand, so that we can get to the level whereby we can have a viable sponsor for the next 3-5 years down the line. So I think this is what we're working at. Just before the season commenced, we also organized a sponsorship course, not just for the league but also for the teams, because you need the teams also to enjoy and also have knowledge of this, how this sponsorship works, so that everyone is carried along, and we have a collective growth altogether.
And then finally, you find out what all beach soccer lovers in Nigeria, of course, and around the world. And of course, a lot of people still want to ask about why it hasn't rubbed off in the East, especially apart from Anambra. What's happening with Imo State, other parts of the East? Is it that they haven't caught the fever yet, But just quickly in your words, what do you have to say to people who feel that, come on, it can be more bigger, it can be more better? Maybe like the MPFL, the league, they go around the whole nation,
Well, I think the platform, I would say, is there, for everyone to come on board wherever you are, across the country. If we can have the likes of Anambra, which is also, I believe, landlocked, and also Kebbi.
Former champions as well.
Yeah, and they just won the league just
Last season.
3 years
Into the league.
So I think everyone can do it, and our doors are always open to see how we can support and also encourage everyone, wherever you are, to play this game, because like I always say, everyone is into football. We're all doing football, we love football, but not everyone, can play football up to the top level. But we have these sports like the beach soccer and other sports, that you can also, while playing the football, you can also come and engage with the beach soccer and build a career, because we have seen top players, from nowhere in Nigeria going to the, pinnacle of the sport. And I think the platform, like I said, is there for everyone, and it's a wonderful, wonderful sport that once you're engaged with the beach soccer, you don't want to go back. So I think it's an opportunity for everyone. Our website, beachsoccernigeria.ng, we're always available. You can reach us through that platform or through our Facebook or other social media platforms, which is Beach Soccer Nigeria. You can always reach us, and we're open to support.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm speaking with no other than the national coordinator of the Nigerian Beach Soccer League, and of course the president of the Africa Beach Soccer Union, no other than Mahmood Hadija. I wish you all the best of luck in your respective endeavors, and hopefully your upcoming events coming this year. Okay, guys, we'll move on the show. Of course, then quickly we open the phone line for you to jump into the conversation. Like I did tell you, we'll be looking at some top things happening. We're looking at Chelsea and, of course, relegations. But quickly, let's stay in Africa a little bit, and we'll let you know that the senior delegation of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has arrived in Uganda for a crucial strategic engagement with the three Pamoja host nations for the 2027 African Cup of Nations: Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. The high-level meeting, scheduled to take place from April the 22nd and 23rd, will focus on assessing progress and aligning on key delivery priorities ahead of the Continental Showpiece. According to CAF, the two-day engagement will provide a platform for all stakeholders to review their next phase of preparation, including infrastructure development, logistics, security planning, and operational framework required to successfully host the tournament. A Pamoja bid is a joint bid between the three East African nations which were awarded the right to stage the 2027 AFCON. Still staying with Africa, and this time we talk a little bit of World Cup. We hear that, of course, the Ghana are set to officially unveil Carlos Queiroz as their new head coach. That is on Thursday, marking a significant step in the Black Stars' preparation for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The vastly experienced tactician is expected to address the media during his unveiling, where he will outline his plans and vision for the national team ahead of the global showpiece. Queiroz will not only be arriving alone, he's said to be accompanied by his long-term assistant Roger Dexar, along with more 300 additional backroom staff to strengthen Ghana technical setup. Here is a short-term arrangement that underscores the urgency of Ghana World Cup ambition. The agreement will initially run for just 4 months, and of course, it includes a high-stake performance clause. Should Ghana reach the semi-finals of the tournament, Queiroz should automatically be retained as the head coach on a permanent basis. For the Super Falcons of Nigeria, we can confirm to you that they have moved up 1 place, 36 in the latest FIFA Women's World Ranking that it was released late yesterday. Of course, the Falcons have not played, since the 2-legged friendly game against Cameroon when other teams have been playing, but they've moved up 1 place from 37th to 36th. That we can confirm to you. To Nigerian players playing the abroad, one man, Tolu Arokodare, has been fined. Of course, we hear he has been fined. Don't forget, due to his altercation with Mane, his teammate, after their 4-0 loss in the Premier League. He had a fight and he has been fined for that one. We hear he was physical with his teammate, but the coach says the case has been done and dusted. Don't forget, his team was relegated last night after the result that went down in Monday Night Football. For one man, Truth Ekong, he helped his team Al Ali to the quarterfinals of the Asian Championship. He was also the captain on the night, helping them to a 3-1 victory over Al Hussein. What a captain he is! And of course, we told you that one man was involved in, of course, a fight with a fan. Talk about Gift Urban. It's always in news for all the wrong reason, but he has apologized to the club and fans after that altercation. Quickly, we go to the foreign scene. I will let you know that one man is now the new coach of Bournemouth, but that will be at the start of the next season. Marco Rios has agreed to take over Bournemouth managerial role on a 3-year contract when Adoni Ariola leaves at the end of the season. It was announced late last night that for 3-year-old would be signing for 3-year-old would be leaving the club. Of course, it was announced earlier that he'll be leaving the club. So Marco Rios will be coming and he will not be signing new. Marco Rios will become the new manager at the Vitality Stadium. Confirmed. For about Lukaku, we hear he held. As he continues his rehabilitation from injury in Belgium after holding positive clear the air talks with his club Napoli. We hear a report in March that the former Man United and Chelsea striker was facing disciplinary action against last season's Serie A champions. Believed he had ignored a request to attend training in Italy. We hear that he has been fined a whooping 150,000, of course, pounds for his action, and they've cleared the air. Hopefully, he'll return when he's back from injury. For one man, Callum Hudson-Odoi, we know him so well. He plays for Nottingham Forest in the English Premier League. He'll be out until the end of the season after having a surgery in his left leg. He has a leg surgery. He'll be out from now to end of the season. Don't forget, he was injured in their 4-1 win over Burnley in the Premier League. That's confirmed. For West Ham, we hear that one of their vice chairman, Brunes Karen Bradley, has stepped down as the vice chairman of the Premier League club after 16 years. The businesswoman, who was appointed in January 2010 by then joint chair David Sullivan and David Gold, left on the 15th of April. She told the Times that she made the decision to leave in mid-February, having first started considering it in January. She's left the club. That we can tell you for sure. So it is what it is. I can tell you it is what it is. For the games played yesterday in the Premier League, for those who followed the Premier League, we told you Wolverhampton Wanderers have been sent down. The goalless draw between Crystal Palace and West Ham in that encounter was just but enough. Yes, enough to send Wolverhampton Wanderers down in the Premier League. Other games in Serie A, saw Lecce play 1-0 draw with Fiorentina. In the Turkish Superliga, Gaziantep beat Kayserispor by 3-0. In the Premier League in Portugal, Morens won a 3-0. And of course, one game in the MLS saw Los Angeles FC beat San Jose Earthquake by lost to San Jose Earthquake by 1-4. Games will continue today across different match venues. There's one game in the Premier League. Of course, Brighton will take on Chelsea. That game is for 8 p.m. at the American Express Stadium. Other games in La Liga, we see Athletic Club take on Osasuna, Mallorca will play Valencia, Girona will play Real Betis, Madrid will take on Deportivo Alaves. In the Copa Italia, Inter will take on Como. That game, of course, the first leg of the semi-final, it's goalless. As we see in the Coupe de France, is Lens taking on Toulouse in that one. And of course, championship games are ongoing across board. Coventry City will take on Portsmouth. Leicester City will play Hull. Norwich City will take on Derby County. Oxford United will take on Wrexham. QPR vs Swansea. Of course, Southampton will take on Bristol City. Stoke City will play Millwall, and West Bromwich Albion will take on Watford. So, our major talking point has to be Chelsea today. They play Brighton, cannot get the result. Should one man, Liam Rosinho, this is the question, should he be fired come the end of the season, no matter what he point, whether he finishes in Champions League football or not? Do you think he should be shown the exit door from the side come the end of the season, or you think he should stay and continue the rebuilding process after the firing, of course, the sacking of Enzo Maresca? And of course, the one team is down, talking about Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now the big question is this: who joins them in the relegation pot? Who joins them in the relegation pot? Of course, Wolves is down already. Tottenham Hotspur and Burnley are the two teams who sit in the relegation zone. But don't forget, both from Leeds United, who are 15th on the table, to, of course, Spurs, only 6 points. Of course, it's different. We know that there are 5 games to play, and like they say in football, anything can happen. Which other team joins Wolverhampton Wanderers in a relegation? It's now time for you to talk to me. 0704 800 1055. 0704 800 1055. That's the number to call. Or you can also call me on 091 1322 1055. I'll take that again. 091 1322 1055. Let's talk Chelsea. They play Brighton tonight. Can they get a result? And if they can, or whatever, if they can, tell us why. And of course, the coach, Liam Rosinho, should he be kept to the start of the new season? He says, and I quote him, he has the support 100% of the board. Since the first day he came to now, they are in communication. The support is there. Do you agree with him? Talk to me. You want to talk about the relegation zone? Which team joins Wolves? The phone lines are up and running. Hello, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening. This is Bishop. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening to you.
Yeah, this is your prof. I'm in college of
Yes, go ahead. Talk to me.
Yeah, could you also imagine that I don't even know that they have match.
They have, my brother, they have a Premier League game.
Yeah, my brother, the thing is that I don't think we are going to win the match. I think we are going to lose. I don't even think the economy of this man is capable of winning this season.
Okay.
Looking at how the team is going, the team is totally down, mentally down, physically down. There is no motivation among the players. You can see that the players don't really do their playing stuff.
Okay.
There is no character. There is no purpose. There is absolutely nothing in that team. I don't see it being. Then the question whether is going to be done. I think that person is very like for me, because at this now, it's very important to me, because first of all, it's just supposed to be the club. It's not me.
Okay.
You don't have the capacity. You don't have the capacity. So, actually, or you do the trend doesn't change for me. So, but I think it could be something, of course, it's not the issue, because Liverpool is 7 points ahead, and of course, Man United is 10 points ahead. I don't think they are going to make something.
Okay.
And I don't think they are going to, that's going to save the job.
Okay.
And I think it's definitely going to be sad.
Sad. Okay.
But yes, I think so.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Professor. Okay, keep the calls coming. He said he's definitely going to be sacked. Those were the words of the professor. Do you buy that that same narrative? Do you buy that same idea? Or do you think he's got a lifeline? He says he has the 100%, of course, support of the board of the management. Don't forget, he's played 4 games, lost 4 games, and failed to score in either of the 4, including a loss against, of course, Manchester United. Don't forget, of course, you can watch us live on YouTube. UTV Africa is the place to be. Live on YouTube. UTV Africa is the place to be. And of course, you can watch, listen to us on People's 105.5 FM Abuja and also on Radio Garden. Hello. And where you calling from?
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, so this is Ibrahim.
Ibrahim.
I'm calling from you.
Okay.
Calling from Jadina.
Ibrahim, shoot.
Rosema, I think he's a rookie coach.
Okay.
And he's behaving as such, honestly. Because if you want to actually, you are actually saying the board behind you, that means should I say you've not learned, or you don't know that is what clubs normally say.
Okay.
You know, how do you want them to be telling you what they want to do? You know, they want to give you your time. You know, they don't want you to be under pressure while they are working. You know, so he thinking what they say is what they will follow. I think it shows he's a rookie. I'm not judging him, because I would say I'm not judging him based on this present situation of Chelsea.
Okay.
Because it would be unfair for anybody to judge him. I will judge him with a full season. But then, when you look at the kind of caliber of coaches Chelsea normally hired, you want to question Yosema, honestly. You want to question him. I don't think he has the charisma, the temerity, you know, to pilot such club.
Okay.
So, in my own opinion. So that's that.
Okay.
And secondly, for Arsenal, I think I will not blame Arteta, like 100%.
Okay.
I will blame all of us. I think I said something of such yesterday. I will blame all the Man U of this world in Liverpool for signing a rookie. Honestly, look at Guardiola. Look at the January transfer window.
Okay.
Can you tell me any club that can do what Guardiola did?
He had the best January transfer window. Guehi and Semenyo. Absolutely brilliant signing.
Turkey came on January.
He came in the summer. No, he came in the summer.
Okay, summer.
We just
what about
Semenyo and Guehi. The one came in the summer.
What about Donnarumma?
In the summer. So just these two signings, Guehi, Semenyo. Fantastic signing.
Do you know those two players? Joined in making Guardiola to be formidable at this local of the season.
I totally agree with you.
Yes, because if you are saying Arsenal has this, has that, they are just bunch of average.
Okay.
Martinelli, Jesus, all those ones for club that want to go for a title. So for me, I will not blame them. Look at Manchester United. There was no Maguire and Maguire and Martinez. The whole world knew about it because of what quality replacement. When last has Ruben Dias and Stone play football, did anybody even feel it?
No.
Because they have the quality. So it's not about we have it in numbers. We have it in quality. As far as I'm concerned, Saka, Martinelli, so that are bunch of average. So when the push comes to shove,
even Saka is average. Wow. That's a big punch. That's a big punch to the throat.
Forget about England of a team.
Okay.
Okay. What has he done? Can you tell me what he has done this season?
He played job most of the season now. Are you for this season at all? It's his first season injury.
If you look at him very well, he has been on a declination. If you go and check it out.
Okay.
He has been on a declination, whether we like it or not.
On a decline.
So for me, what I would just say is that when you are going to buy that is the main reason why I sent you a message yesterday. That Carrick, you finish this season, please, thank you very much. You go.
Okay.
For me to have made that statement of Rashford. So he shows he doesn't know what is happening.
Okay.
So that's my own take.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I really appreciate that. Okay, we're still taking calls. I love the fact that we're having this conversation. We're looking at Chelsea. Of course, he brought in the Arsenal and the lack of quality. I don't know why you buy that idea. Saka average. I think that's a little bit below the belt. But let's take this call. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Okay. Shoot. Thomas, go ahead.
I think
looking at the Brighton that I know,
Okay.
Chelsea will not start winning from there.
Okay.
As it is now, this young man, their coach, is ready to win a game since he assumed the office of a coach in that club. I don't think Brighton will allow, will going to open a good account
Okay.
in Brighton this night. But nevertheless, I'm waiting for Brighton to take their 3 points.
Okay.
Whether the man will start or he will stay at the end of the season, I think when the management is telling you behind you, something is cooking behind you.
Okay.
And before you know it, they will raise their hammer, they will show him the exit door.
Okay.
But to me, letting the man go will be the best because the man don't have what it takes to manage a bigger club like Chelsea. But who are they going to bring? That's just the question.
Okay.
They let their world best coach leave. Since then, they have been struggling and all that. But I wish them all the best. But tonight, Brighton should take their 3 points.
Brighton.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. I love that. Brighton to take all 3 points. Very sure. Okay, I've got time for maybe 2 more calls before I call it quits on the show today. Brighton play tonight. American Express Stadium is the venue. Where will you pitch your tent? Chelsea or Brighton? Should Lambrosino be fired come the end of the season, or should he be given a time again to rebuild this team? At least start from the beginning of the season like he did with Strasbourg and got them at least playing continental football, talking about European football. But how do you think? Talk to me. Can you talk about the relegation zone? Wolves has been confirmed. That means Tolu Arokodare will not be playing Champions League football, else he leaves the club. And of course, it's in the wrong part of the news recently with that fight with Mane in the dressing room. But guys, talk to me. What do you think about Chelsea? The major talking point, and Leon Rosinho. Stay or leave? Let's hear from you. 0704 800 1055. 0704 800 1055. Or you can call on 091 1222 1055. That is 091 1322 1055. Hello. Hello. Oh wow. It looks like we lost that call. Please do better to call back again. It is 091 1322 1055. Or you can call on 0704 800 1055. Let's take this call. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Okay, let's see if we can take this call. Can you hear me? Okay, looks like we lost that call. But do well to call us back. Okay, do well to call us back. We want to hear from you as you try to reach out. So let's take this call. Hello. 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 Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Please do well to call us back. We'd want to hear from you. I can still squeeze in one more call, or maybe 2, depending if the time is kind. Okay, 0704 800 1055 or 091 1322. Yes, 1322 1055. Take this call. Hello. Hello. I can hear you.
Yes, Thomas the Great is calling back concerning the relegation battle.
Okay.
I'm praying seriously that Tottenham should join them.
Why? What
My
are
reason
Tottenham?
being that they let go the coach that won them a trophy after how many years?
Okay.
That is my reason why they should go to relegation. The man should go to relegation and fight back to EPL so that he will value the good coach whenever he sees them.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I love that. Okay, let's take this one. Let's take this call. Hello, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, AY calling this evening.
Okay, AY, shoot.
Yeah. Let me start from the Premiership.
Okay, you got 60 seconds.
Yes. You see Premiership for this night. I think Brighton will take the day.
Okay.
Because if you look at Brighton, I think Brighton is at home, have you?
Yes, yeah, at the American Express Stadium.
Aha. So, I don't think they'll lose tonight.
Okay.
Highest thing that Chelsea can see is draw.
Okay.
Because you see what happened to Brighton and Tottenham
Yeah.
weekend. 2-1 before you know Brighton equalized.
Yes.
Tottenham draw. When Tottenham was celebrating that they have already got the 3 points.
Yeah.
Before you know, they
Yep.
went draw. In a way matches. Now they are at home. And Chelsea, they are not informed. So I don't see Chelsea winning that match. Highest you can see is draw.
Okay.
That match.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Of course, this is where, of course, the calls ends for today. I've got no more time to go, but don't forget, the show is every weekdays, Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Sport Cruise will be on your screen on UTV Africa, live on YouTube, or you can also listen to us on People's 105.5 FM Abuja. Okay, don't forget, I can always tell you, if your day wasn't the best of days, come on, brace up. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. Tomorrow definitely is going to be a better day. Thank you very much for all those who called on the show. I can list your name there a lot. Thank you very much for all you. Now, those who try to call as well, you guys are the MVP. Thank you very much as well to Mr. Mahmoud Hadija. He's the president of the Africa Beach Soccer Union and, of course, the national coordinator of the Nigerian Beach Soccer League. Thank you very much for what you've done. I'd love to say, keep talking sport, keep living sport. Sport is life. Life is meaningless without sport. I remain your one and only, your sport bishop, your magistrate or pilot or prophet, the professor, none, so that you have yourself a wonderful day. Of course, enjoy your evening. Up next is news at 6. Don't go anywhere. More to come on People's 105.5 Abuja. Adios.